Border Paws Animal Shelter was with the Rotary Club of Lloydminster earlier today discussing potential necessities in 2024. Border Paws has been a big part of the animal shelter community in the border city as they bring in over 1,100 animals each year, and with that comes some extra responsibility.
Animal numbers are always high. Currently we have over 100 cats in care and I think over 30 dogs, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop.
Events like jail and bail, auctions, and donations have helped the shelter become what they are today. And just like years past, they could always use a helping hand out with the animals.
Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers, foster homes. Donated dollars are always great too. They can reach out to us on our website or just give us a call.
Disease management is Border Paws' top priority in the new year, as well as keeping the population of these animals low.
Spay and neuter, as always, is our mission and our mandate, just to help reduce overpopulation, so we'll be continuing to focus on that.
Border Paws is open Monday through Saturday from noon to 6 p.m. and are always accepting donations. And it's time now for this week's retrospect. Here is Ty Roswell.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Retrospect. Computers in 2024 are used in our everyday lives, but in 1995, farmers began to realize the benefits of owning one in their industry.
Cecil King is the newly appointed Farm Decision Customer Service Rep for Northeastern Alberta. He says computers can be a valuable asset on the farm.
With a computer, to do accounting, or you can do more than accounting, you can do keep track of your beef records, your crop records, your marketing decisions, as well as the accounting. But the accounting, I feel, is quite important. Bookkeeping, knowing where you're at financially is a big step in the right direction.
And he says now that Farm Decision has knowledgeable people spread across the prairies, even more farmers will be able to use their home computers to their full advantage.
Farm Decision software is the line of software that's produced by United Grain Growers. The head office is based in Winnipeg, and they've just recently set up a network of dealers to look after customers in specific areas. And I've become a dealer or customer service representative in this area.
A new software package called BizWiz will enable farmers that already have the Windows program on their home computer to do their accounting right from the kitchen or the study.
Those people with computers that have Windows, I think would find it easier to use, easier to get around in, and you can get into as much detail as you like to.
King says he's always ready and willing to demonstrate or explain any of the Farm Decision software from his home in Vermilion.
And in 1999, excitement is alive in the border city after the announcement of a brand new Walmart is to be built.
Believe it or not, the rumor is true. Walmart is coming to the border city.
I think it's good for the city. As the Chamber of Commerce is pro-business, we of course love to see more people come into the city and business. The Walmart, being a big name, is going to draw a lot of people from the surrounding area, and our drawing area will increase because of the Walmart, and more people in Lloydminster shopping is good for everyone.
And the city agrees.
I think it's going to be a real boon to the city, really, to have a company the size of Walmart coming into Lloydminster, especially when you look at 105,000 square feet of building.
This is the second Walmart store that has set up shop in the Midwest. The company says their new store will bring many jobs to Lloydminster.
This new project will generate close to 400 jobs locally in the Lloydminster area. 300 or 200, approximately 200 construction jobs because it amounts to a new store being built. And when the store opens to the public in the fall of 1999, we expect it to employ more than 180 associates.
Walmart says Lloydminster was a natural choice for their new store.
Lloydminster is a wonderful market, a wonderful community. It's a community that Walmart was not servicing to this point. Based on consumer response to Walmart in other parts of Canada, which has been very, very positive, we looked at the market, found a very good location for a Walmart store, and basically felt we were responding to customer response to Walmart.
But some small businesses in the area have expressed concern over a large chain store coming to town. The Chamber of Commerce feels Walmart's presence shouldn't hurt local business.
I think most of the businesses in Lloydminster have their niche, and I'm not 100% sure that another big business in Lloydminster doesn't actually help because of the spillover, because it brings more people in and shopping. So I'm confident that the businesses we have in Lloydminster will be fine.
The Chamber also feels the new tenant will only help boost the city's slagging economy.
With commodity prices being a little down, both in agriculture and in oil, we're in kind of tough times right now. I think this is a boost for the community. It certainly shows a lot of confidence in the community by Walmart coming in here. We're going to weather this storm just like we've weathered the ones in the past. I think this is, again, another example of Lloydminster's ability to be the regional center here.
But how do Border City residents feel about the new store?
I think it's actually a pretty good thing. It'll bring jobs into the city and stuff like that, so I'm all for it, really.
I think it's all right. Won't be too good for Zellers, probably, but I guess we'll make it work anyway somehow.
I hope it comes in so then it can kind of drive a few out of the other businesses out of town. Maybe competition in this town is good. Because some of the businesses in this town, their service seems to lack. Maybe with Walmart coming in, their service will straighten out.
I'm not thrilled with the idea. I've heard comments from people in the United States that said that when Walmart moves in, all the small businesses are destroyed. And then Walmart moves on and there's nothing left.
Construction will begin next month at 70th Avenue and Highway 16 West, with a tentative completion date for this fall. The Walmart will contain various specialty services, including a pharmacy, TD Bank, and McDonald's restaurant.
And that's it for this week in Retrospect.
Retrospect is brought to you by Webb's Machinery. Find New Holland products at Webb's Machinery, your dealer in Vermilion, Vegreville, Lamont, Wainwright, St. Paul, and Consort.
We now have the story of a unique form of art. Most use walls, paper, or canvases, but as CTV's Anoena Anatev shows us, this one goes on your feet.
Artist Cassandra Simon has a unique canvas. She paints sneakers.
Trying something new and wanting to kind of expand my business in a different direction and kind of involve people and make it more of kind of an event people can come to.
The hobby quickly turning into a business venture, painting custom shoes for customers around the world. And now she's sharing her skills with others.
I help kind of as much or as little as they need. If they need some inspiration, I have some inspiration available.
Paint a set of custom sneakers for me earlier, space guinea pigs, which are amazing. And I thought this was a really unique opportunity to kind of expand the community in Regina.
No prior experience is required.
I chose just sort of graphics from one of my favorite children's novels, The Finn Family Moomin Trolls, and so I'm painting some of my favorite characters onto a pair of clogs.
All it only takes is some desire and inspiration.
I feel like there kind of is a little bit of a bit of a niche for things like that I haven't totally seen and kind of wanted to tap into that a little bit.
Simon is planning more workshops in the future. Angelina Ignatiev, CTV News, Regina.
It's hard to believe it's only been around like 2 weeks since we've had some very, very nice weather compared to where we are today.
Yes, and unfortunately it is going to get worse from here.
So
I think now we can all agree that we are officially fully in our normal type of winter, which is what we should have saw a couple months ago, but we're just getting a taste of it now, and it's going to continue.
We've been quite babied so far.
Yes, it's now turned into very frigid temperatures, and then we also got a large dump of snow as well. Today was quite sunny, but it was a little bit misleading due to the fact that it was very cold out today. -17 currently with that wind chill. It feels closer to -25, so we're definitely feeling the effects of our frigid winter for sure 13 km/h winds. And then across the region, similar temperatures, except in Edmonton, where they're only at -9. But around Alberta, -16 out in Lac La Biche, Cold Lake, St. Paul, and Wainwright. -12 in Provost, -14 in Vermilion and Bonnyville, and -15 out in Vegreville and Marwayne. And on the Saskatchewan side, -18 up in Isla Crosse, -15 in Pierceland and St. Walburg, -14 in Green Lake and Meadow Lake, -16 in Maidstone, -12 in Macklin, and -17 out in North Battleford. Overnight tonight in North Battleford will drop down to -23, and it will be quite cloudy out. 9 km/h wind, so that will be quite tame. However, it will still be very, very cold. And then tomorrow, a daytime high of -15 in North Battleford, 24 km/h winds, however, so it will feel a lot colder. And there's an 88% chance of some snow at times, accumulating about 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. So it's going to snow tomorrow, so definitely be cautious if you're driving out tomorrow. Cold Lake, overnight tonight will drop down to -23. It will be cold, and the clouds will be a little bit lower in the sky. Only 9 km/h winds. And then tomorrow, a daytime high of -19. Very cold, and there is an 84% chance of some snowfall as well, accumulating about 1 to 3 centimeters of snow. With 19 km/h winds, it's going to feel extremely cold. And then overnight tonight here in Lloydminster, we'll drop down to -21, and we'll also be quite cloudy. And then tomorrow, daytime high of -20 or -15. That wind will be at 24 km/h, and we are expected some snow as well, mainly earlier in the day, accumulating about 2 to 4 centimeters as well, and that is about a 90% chance. And then over the next 3 days, we'll have a low of -25 for tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, it will be breezy in the morning with a high of -23 and a low of -31. And then on Thursday, 41% chance of some flurries in the afternoon with a high of -28 and a low of -35. So things are getting very cold very fast. And I'm going to finish this first weather off with a viewer-submitted photo. Thank you so much, Tricia, for this gorgeous sunset shot here in Lloydminster with those beautiful frosted trees in front. Thank you so much for sending this to us. And if you have any weather photos that you would like to see on our show, please email us at weather@stingray.com. That is a first look at your evening weather forecast. I'll have more overnight temperatures later on in the show.
The Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team will be back to regular season action this weekend. But to get back into the routine, they had an exhibition game with West Coast Prep. Our Thomas Wildman has more.
The Lakeland Rustlers are back on the court after a long Christmas break, and the players couldn't be happier to be back to the routine.
Oh, it feels great. It always feels great to be back, playing with the team instead of playing against during practices. You know, it's really nice to work together and just having that energy on and off the court.
There was no sign of rust for any of the Rustlers, as both the main starters and bench players got playing time throughout the game and prevailed, leading to a 94-37 victory.
Letting us play our starters the first half and rest them, it gave us a chance to execute our offense, but just build confidence. We were down in Montana last week. We played some very good teams, and now we come back with one last tune-up, and now we're in the regular season where everything matters. So it was nice to see some of our younger girls hit the floor and play a lot of important minutes tonight.
Now that we are in the new year, the goal remains the same for the Rustlers: Nationals.
Focus now, we got 8 weeks till Nationals. That's kind of where we're at. So March 14th is our first game, and we know that's happening, and our goal is to win our conference and go in as the 1 seed from the ACAC, and that still stays the same. So we have to keep this unbeaten streak going, and we have a very good Augustana team on the road, which will be a good test for us to see where we're at.
Come out, Nationals March 13 or 14 to 17. Yeah.
Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news.
Very happy to be joined here again by Natasha Doing with Art Soul Life Creative Studio. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Abby. It's so nice to see you again.
Yes, you too. I'm very happy that you are joining me today. because January you have a few events coming up this month and they all sound very, very fun. So I'd like to start out by talking about the first one, Junior Kids Night. Tell me a little bit about that information and what parents should know if their children are interested in participating.
Okay, yeah. Our first event for the new year, we're kicking it off with Junior Kids Night Out with Captain Underpants. And so what we do at Junior Kids Nights Out or Kids Nights Out in general is we watch a movie and we paint, we eat pizza, we eat popcorn, and we always theme the craft to the movie. So generally, because we're a paint your own pottery studio, we're usually always doing ceramics. Sometimes we do canvas as well because we are an art studio as well. And we like to get down to basics with art a lot with the kids. So this time around, we're going to be actually painting bowls to look like underpants. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And that is actually, when is that happening? January the 12th on Friday. It's happening from 5 until 7. And parents, you can register online at www.artsoulifecreativestudio.ca, or you can call me at the studio, 306-825-2787, and I can register you over the phone if you choose.
And just before we get into the other events, for this one, is there an age limit on who can participate? Because I know it says Junior Kids Night, so maybe sometimes that can be confused depending on, is there an age range that you're looking for?
Absolutely. Yeah. For the juniors, we go from 5 to 8 for ages. And then when we have a kids' night out, it's 9 plus. And we do that for a few reasons, just to mostly eye-hand coordination, really, and the listening skills. We keep it a little bit more basic for the smaller kids and something that they can relate to a little bit more for instruction.
Now, the next event coming up is called Storybooks and Paintbrushes. Now,
Mhm.
it sounds pretty self-explanatory, but it also sounds very, mystical and, you can really have some fun with this. So tell me about what Storybooks and Paintbrushes is going to be like.
Yeah, Storybooks and Paintbrushes is our signature toddlers class, and I run it every month. And I read a story to the kids, and then we do a craft that's themed to the story. And then we eat a snack, and it's again a special snack that I make up for the kids, and it's usually themed to the story. And it's an hour long. Again, you pre-register for that online. It's from ages 2 to 5. And it runs on Thursdays from 10 to 11 whenever I do have it. So yeah, those are a lot of fun. Just to get like the kids in there dirty with their hands right off the bat, and they can make their art, and really there's no boundaries. Usually it's led a little bit. We'll say, this is what we're doing. But yeah, they have a lot of fun.
Yes, it sounds awesome. And I always love exposing children to art at a very young age. I think
Yes.
it's very important because kids have wild imaginations. And what do you do with those wild imaginations? Well, you turn them into art or you write a story,
Great.
which is also a form of art. So
Yeah.
I think exposing them to art,
Yeah.
no matter what type, is incredibly important in a child's
Hmm.
development for sure. Now,
Oh, for sure.
yeah. Now, the next one is one that I'm super excited about because I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, and I'm sure a ton of people here are as well. But you have a wizarding paint party as well this month. Tell me what that is and what people can expect from it.
Well, our themed events they're keeping us busy. Lloydminster, I'm so impressed with everybody here in the community. They are huge Potterheads. And at the studio, we're Potterheads too. So with our theme nights like this wizarding party, we're gonna run a bingo throughout the event. It'll be all themed, so you have to bring your trivia knowledge. And we'll have prizes as well throughout for bingo lines and such. And then we'll have tons of different kinds of pottery to paint. It'll be themed to the show. And we'll have lots of different cool sayings and slogans and, fun fandom stuff from the show that you can actually put on your pottery pieces. So then you can make it truly unique, one of a kind. And we're opening up the studio entirely this time. Normally we would just host events in our event room. They've just grown in popularity over the year. And so now we're opening the entire studio to our events. So we have 36 seats. We opened it from ages 8 to 99. And there's a really awesome mix so far. We only have, I think, I want to say maybe 7 seats left. And the ages range from 8 to 70. So it's going to be a blast. Lots of themed food straight off the trolley. Yeah, it's going to be wonderful.
That sounds amazing. And it's amazing to hear that you guys are expanding and using more of your
Yeah.
space because there's so much popularity with these events. I think that's
Yes.
fantastic. And it's really getting
Yeah.
people, you know, even adults, getting them back into that creative mindset that they may have
Yep.
lost because of work or school or what have you. So
Mhm.
I think these events are fantastic, you know, with the children. I love, you know, the exposure to art, and then adults falling in love with art, I think is amazing. And of course, again, who doesn't love Harry Potter? It's pretty easy to be a Harry Potter fan. So I think that's going to be a fantastic night. And I can't wait to hear
Yes.
more about different events that you have coming up this year as well. So thank you so much for
Yes.
joining me today. And I wish you the best of luck for your events this month.
Thank you so much, Abby, for having me.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm very happy to be joined here today by Holly Durawa and Beth Bernard from the Lloydminster Museum and Archives. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, I'm very happy to have you both here today. You guys have a fun exhibit already established at the museum, Chromatopia, but you have an event coming up as well focusing on that. So can you tell me a little bit about what Chromatopia is and the inspiration behind it? I understand that it is inspired by Picasso's Blue Period. So tell me a little bit about what people can expect when they come out.
So for sure, it's a really fun exhibit. It's brought together by the Fiber Arts Network, which is a collective of fiber artists. So they work with fabric, not paint, from across Western Canada. So there's a big group of them. And then it's kind of a rainbow effect. So each artist was challenged to make 2 complementary pieces in 2 different colors. And then when we put it up on the wall, it's like 2 big rainbows going around the room. So yeah, it's got some inspiration from Picasso's Blue Period in there, and it's a really interesting show. It's really vibrant. It's really fun for everybody to look at and kind of delve into fabric art. So
now this exhibit is going on until end of day Saturday. What can people expect when they come out to this specific event for the evening?
So for the closing reception, it's happening from 6 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, and we will have some snacks and some refreshments, and we're going to be creating sun catchers with crystals to kind of play with that color spectrum. And then there will also be some members from the Fiber Arts Network in attendance as well.
And is there any tickets required to purchase to show up on Thursday?
No tickets. It's just a regular museum admission rates apply.
And just going off the event, it sounds very unique and also quite beautiful as well, just the way that you're describing how the pieces come together. What was the decision behind having this exhibit at our museum?
So we're always trying to find interesting art shows that apply to a variety of different audiences. So I think kids like the rainbow aspect. Adults can get more into some of the fine details of the fiber artists themselves. It's really easy to get, really understandable, and then it's just a beautiful show. And we love seeing stuff from Western artists, Western Canadian artists. So the closest member of the fan network to this area is actually from Vermilion. She'll be out Thursday evening and can give more details on some of her works and the work of the Fiber Art Network.
That sounds amazing and definitely something unique and different that people can come out and enjoy. Is there anything else that you would like to add that I may have missed?
I don't think so, not from my side.
Well, I appreciate both of you joining me today, and I wish you the best of luck for this event. It sounds absolutely incredible and very unique for people as well, especially those who are really into the art scene like this. So thank you so much for joining me.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We've got one last story before we're all wrapped up today. The 81st edition of the Golden Globes returned with some hits and misses. There were serious moments, some silliness, and a bit of history as the stars came out to celebrate the best in film and television.
And the Golden Globe goes to Oppenheimer!
Christopher Nolan's sweeping biopic Oppenheimer was the winner of the night, taking home 5 awards, including Best Drama, Best Director for Nolan, and Best Actor for star Cillian Murphy. Succession topped the TV category with 4 trophies. Greta Gerwig's Barbie lost to Poor Things in the comedy musical category, but won the new Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award.
I watched the Golden Globes last night and it was very exciting. I love the Oscars more, but the Golden Globes I do enjoy, and it was a good show. I wasn't shocked with Succession winning all their awards because of how...
I haven't watched it myself, but I've only heard good things about it.
Exactly. And of course, Oppenheimer was going to get a lot of awards. I think it was very predictable that it was going to sweep, but I loved the different awards that were given out and some shockers as well. So I think it was a good show all around.
And that is all the time that we have today on Primetime Local News. Thanks so much for watching and have a great night.